Okay, so um hello. I don't know. I've been contemplating about making this video. If this quality looks bad, I'm doing this on photo booth. Photo booth. Cuz my camera, I need a new camera. I didn't feel like setting up a camera and sitting somewhere, and honestly I just didn't feel like doing all that. I felt like this was more because this is giving low key FaceTime, but like with Samsung. But it was, who cares? At least he's in my face. Um, if you don't know me, I am Capri Irene. Just read the YouTube channel. Anyway, I just been contemplating making this video because I don't know, like nobody really, I feel like nobody really wants to hear about school when they hit on go on YouTube, because like you kind of go on YouTube to escape, right? So but like I just wanted to put it out there because i I feel like I hope this can relate to a lot of people or most people, because I've been feeling like this for the past couple weeks, especially when like professors are notification, syllabus. And I'm like, I want to get the syllabus, but like now I'm like, once I'm getting it, I'm like, ooh, it's happening too fast. I'm like, it's hitting, like it's really here. It's really here. So yeah, I just want someone to like relate, just someone that can, just so you're not alone, that like, if you feel some type of way with going back to school, especially going back to school at a certain age. Like me, i'm I'm like 23. I don't know why I say I'm like 23, but like I'm 23, and I went back to school last semester. So going back to school, I knew I wanted to go back to school. I left school just to take a break, just to figure out what I really wanted to do, because to do all of this work for a piece of paper to get a bachelor's and not to do the career I wanted to do, like that's crazy. And I've met people who have done that, and I'm like, that's crazy. But I do understand the somewhat of a value of a bachelor's, and that's why I wanted to go back to school. And I honestly always wanted to go back to school because I knew the real world associates is not going to get you anything. So yeah, I'm almost done, but like going back to school is a lot financially and mentally, and I just want someone to know, like to relate to, or like feel like I get what you're feeling. I get what you're feeling. So yeah, but yeah, I wrote down some stuff um about what I wanted to talk about, and I wanted to talk about like the anxieties of like going back to school. So I would say just like this is fall semester, so this semester my anxieties are basically, I don't I don't want to fail my classes. Like I haven't failed classes yet. Like to when I was in community college, I did fail like 3 classes. I failed about 3 classes, and I went into first of all, I went into college at a young age. I'm sorry, 18. No, 18. Like looking back, I would not have gone to college straight after high school, and I'm also glad I didn't go to out of state college. I would not be. Ooh, if I would have gone to out of state college, straight out of high school, oh, the chairs, the desks, the chalkboards would not be seeing me. I'm so sorry. First of all, I'll be out and about, and I'll be in my bed. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna keep it real. Now, if I went to an out of state college now, I would treat it. Of course, I would treat it more seriously, especially if my money's going to be put into it, and how serious like a bachelor's degree is. So that is why I'm like, right now I don't want to fail. Like, I don't want to fail. And then when you fail a class, you got to retake it. And it's like, it just stops you from leaving college, earlier than you wanted to, because now you're held back and you got to retake that. So I really just don't want to fail. That is my that's one of my anxieties. Um and just like after last semester, it was not the best. It wasn't. Like, I felt so isolated in terms of, well, just with people, with friends and stuff. And I'll get to that point later on to the video, but like it was just, I know, like, especially at my age, like, who cares about making friends? You go in school to just like do what you need to do and get out. But like, I am still in my early 20s. I still need to be out and about. I still want to, get to know people, because even in college, you need to have people. You need to have friends. That's first of all, that's first and standard. Like, especially like in school, where you do feel stressed out and sometimes it is depressing. You want someone else to like understand how you're feeling. So I'm like, it is good to like, and it's not like I didn't meet anybody in my spring semester, but however, compared to my fall semester, spring semester, it really didn't feel like I didn't make a lot. Also, what I hate about school and being like going to like commute school, you don't you can't like it's really hard to really make friends, because everybody gotta go. Everybody's trying to go to school, get out. And on top of working, and on top of school, where it's like you will have people in all different types of ages and different backgrounds and stuff at home. Like, oh yeah, I gotta go work. I gotta go home, take care of my parents or grandparents. I got kids. I got marriage. Like, I've met so many different people, and I was like, everybody got their own responsibility. So especially like with that, you're not going to have a lot of people to hang out with like that, unless you join a club or you go to your student union. But if your student union is dry like mine, and I tried, and I think I tried probably in the wrong time. I tried spring semester, and I'm like, I knew it was a bad idea, because spring semester, everybody's out on campus, everybody's out and about. Fall semester, I think that's the perfect time to really start to be in your student union, because it's still cold outside. No, well, now it's warm, but like, it's gonna get cold soon. And when finals weekend comes in, everybody's gonna be like indoors. So that is probably like the best time. I could be wrong, but whatever. But yeah, I just have those anxieties of just like failing, lack of communication with people, like, am I gonna feel isolated again? And it's not a vibe. It's not a vibe. It's not a vibe. So yeah, that's been irking me. Cause going back to school, and then going back to like, like, the reasons of why I left school in the first place. I just was over it. Like, I finished my schooling around COVID. So I got my associates around 2021. And then I just took my break, because I was just tired of it emotionally, just mentally. Can't even say physically, because towards like the end of my college journey, or like my community college journey, I was online. So yeah, it was just mentally draining the crap out of me. So I just took a break, and I kind of sort of got hit in the real world in terms of like looking for jobs, and just like, oh my God. And when I only had like 2 jobs, and then, well, not at the same time, but like, I did UPS. Never. UPS. And then I did like a door-to-door job. And it's just, being in those jobs made me realize, like, I need to go back to school. I need to go back to school. And yeah, it was just a lot. It was a lot. It was very much a lot. And I don't think I'm like, who knows if I once I get my degree, am I gonna go back to that situation again? Probably not, because all the jobs, and I hate what I hate is like all the jobs that I was really looking for and that I had held to interest. You need bachelors, so maybe I won't go back to your bachelor, which I would never do. Even please. Anyway, the jobs that I felt find interesting, you need a bachelor's, and I think that's also made me want to go back to school again, because in this society you need a bachelor's. We're honestly, chances 5 to 10 years later, you might need a master's. Like, a bachelor's is not gonna be anything. Like, when your parents were like in their 20s, or like getting out of high school, all you needed was a high school diploma, and then if you have a college degree, woo, woo, like. So it's like, I'm gonna put some lotion on because I think I'm ashy. That's why I'm kind of sorry. But anyway, they didn't need a college degree. I feel like, if to just depending on what they were doing. Like, if you wanted to be a teacher, you had to get the whole bachelor's, master's, doctors. That's all. Lawyer. Like, of course you have to do that. But if you wanted to do something like, I don't know, like maybe a banker. You know what? Don't quote me on this, but like, let's say a banker, for example. I don't. You would just need a bachelor's, and I think for like now, you just need a bachelor's for a banker. But like, oh my god, my head just spins just a little bit, because just talking about this is making my head spin. It's just making my head spin because it's a lot. The society does this to play tricks on you. And I'm just like, they want you to fail, and they testing you. They are testing you, and they want you to fail. Oh, you just gotta really, like, you know, kick them walls, break them. But anyway, I just went off topic. But like, I think I just went off topic. But yeah, that's why I went back to school, because I felt like with a bachelor's, I need a safety net. And with the stuff that I wanted to do, I've been saying this since probably senior year of high school, where I said I definitely wanted to do entertainment and media stuff, whether that's in front of a camera or behind the camera. So for a, for a couple of years now, I have been saying I wanted to do screenwriting, but the way that the writer's strike is going, I don't know. I really don't know. It's a mess. Like, I'm not even gonna get on top of that. In the future, I probably would do a video on that. But like, yo, these writers are putting their passion about this, and y'all can't give them the amount of money that they need for themselves, for their families. And then you're gonna bring AI into this. There's chances are, because I've heard like they're thinking about AI, and I'm like, no. Writers, and in most TV shows, because some TV shows I'm like, what are the writers thinking? But in most TV shows, writers are literally, and actually, honestly, that's all TV shows. Let me not even say, whether it's a good show or a bad show, writers are the freaking blueprint of the fucking TV/movies. You got your directors, your producers, but in terms of like for the characters to like develop, you need writers. Writers give that freaking passion. That passion. What the hell is AI going to do? What is AI really going to do? They are there. It's a robot. It's a computer. What are they going to do? You need writers that's going to have passion. There are so many shows I have watched where I'm like, the writers have done their job. I mean, usually it's the characters that's like giving the passion, but like they're saying the words, and they're, as an actor, you got to believe in what you're saying. Anyway, writers, because because they're creating the plot, they're creating the most of everything. What are we doing? AI? No, no. So that is why I'm like, I can't even think about doing screenwriting because I could be easily replaced by a fucking laptop. I mean, by a freaking computer, by a robot. So I don't know. That's why I'm like kind of conflicted about with screenwriting. Now with I've thought about writing a book, but I don't know. I mean, that last video I did, I feel like nobody cares about books. Nobody cares about books. Nobody cares about reading. Like I get that because again, when I was a kid, I was not a reader. I actually hated reading. My mom would force me to read. I didn't like that. Like I would read. I like there's kids that would read like serious ass books, and you would see me with Die with the Wimpy Kid. I would see kids at my school when I was in elementary school reading Bud Not Buddy, and I would really be reading like some Captain Underpants. Like I'm sorry. Like if you know about Bud Not Buddy, like or like the oh god the something went to Birmingham. Oh my god, because it was turned into a movie and Scott Jackson was in it. If you understand what I'm trying to say, I did that. My mom tried to force me to read that. I couldn't. My mom also tried to force me to read To Kill a Mockingbird. Like, I was more so, I watched the movie than read the book. That's what I did. I'm sorry. It wasn't until I was in high school, more so high school, I started reading. Very much so. And it sucked because in middle school, that was even the perfect time to read. Because around that time, that was like the dystopian era, the Divergence, the Hunger Games, the just all the dystopian stuff. Or even utopian. Like, honestly, the only book that I read that was like very hot was like the Hunger Games. I only read one. I only read the first one. And I did read The Giver. No, The Giver was actually because it was for school. That's the only fucking reason why I read it. But I was not a reader. It wasn't until high school that I started reading books. And I understand, like, reading is not for everybody. Hence why I'm like, I don't know if I want to be an author. Because some authors, they be making bank. But some, and it's like, if my book is very, like, it does very well, I don't know if I want it to turn into a movie. Because when I tell you the books be better than the movie, are you kidding me? Oh my god, The Hate You Give is a prime example. The book is so much better than the movie. So much better than the movie. So much better. So I don't know if I want my book to be turned into a movie. Like, I don't want that. So that is where and even like now as I'm in college, I'm still conflicted about like my future. And then I do think about teaching, more so performing arts teacher, because I just love the entertainment. When I tell you I love entertainment, I love entertainment. I love the acting. I love the performing arts. Now, and that's kind of a tricky one to be a theater teacher, because in terms of like budget cuts in schools, what do you think they're gonna cut? The theater teacher, the art teacher, the music teacher, they are going to drop them. And to do that, it sucks. Not even for the teachers, but for the kids. Because in my opinion, going to school without those stuff is so boring, and it's so draining. And it was like that it was like that in high school. I hated high school so much. I was bored. My school was so boring. Oh my god. I'm not even going to talk too much about it, because I was going to say certain things, because there was only one community that was lit, and if I was in that community, but my community was so boring. Oh my god. There was first of all, in general, no matter what community it was, in general, there was no theater class. There was, but like, there was no theater club where like in the end of the semester we do a play. There was there was no art class, but I wouldn't give a fuck because I can't draw for shit. There was no music class. There was nothing. nothing. Okay, I can stand when I hear stories about my dad talking about, ooh, I had driver's ed. I had workshop, construction, whatever that class is. They didn't have it. And I go to school. We didn't even have a library. Are you fucking kidding? We didn't even have a fucking library. We had, you know what, at this point, we had a football field without a football team. Are you kidding? This school was, now it's probably good. I don't know, because I'm not going back to school. But, like, they probably are doing better now. But I felt like there was no point in being in that school. And I feel like if there's like a kid like me who like goes to school because their parents was like, get that diploma, because I was running, there was times where I was ready to drop out. I'm sorry, it's that serious. Like, where if all you do is academic, and there's nothing to God, it got me so pissed off. If you go to school just for academics and there's nothing like, how to explain it, like exciting or like to stimulate a kid, they're not going to be interested in it. And plus, my school, it wasn't all that. Like, I'm in New York, and so if you're in New York, you understand what this, like, in terms of high schools, like if you graduate 2018, like, the top high schools at the time was, like, Townsend, Dozo. I don't know if Dozo really ain't how it used to be. Like, Dozo used to be the top school. Like, going in, like, applying for high schools, that was the top school to be in. Even, again, going back to my parents, my aunts and uncles, like, that in their time, it was a top school. Francis, so like, shit like that. If it was schools like that, then probably I've been like, oh, okay, I want to honestly work hard. The school I went to, it's like, you pass by just showing up. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. I did not want to do that. And I feel like if kids are going to do that, are they really, like, gonna want to come to school? And sometimes their grades might drop. My grades didn't drop, but, like, for others, their grades will drop. If you care, and if the education department cares about the not even, actually, sometimes it's not even education department fault. I could be wrong, but, like, if people, especially, no, let me not even talk about the education department, not even them, these governors and all these other people who've been like, oh, let's make school longer, let's do this. I'm not even going to get into that. I really don't even want to get into that. But in terms of, like, you want to make school longer to help these kids with their graduating and not graduate, but like, no, yeah, graduation rates and making them pass and get ahead. I feel like, again, at the end of the day, they're still kids. They need something exciting. There are kids who are not academically, they're not well academically, but they are talented in art, theater, music. Like, kids need that. I really feel like kids need that. To also, and especially for schools, if you want your graduation rate to be like, yeah, our graduation rate is that, you have to have that. You have to have that. And to make kids like want to go to school and do better, you really have to have those type of programs. And I think that's why I wanted to do theater, because I've always wanted that in high school, and I've always just feel like it's honestly a needed class, because especially if you don't know what that kid is going through at home, theater can be a class where they can release their stress. They can express how they feel. Theater or art, that is why I just felt like theater was like the number one thing to go to. But I mean, I still got my English degree, so like I could still be an English teacher, because I had an English teacher that I liked her. I enjoyed her. Honestly, high school, I didn't have a favorite teacher. I haven't had a favorite teacher in terms of K to 12 since middle school. And in high school, I didn't really have a favorite teacher. I've had teachers that I've liked, and then I've teachers that I'm like my English teacher from like junior to senior, at the time, I was like, oh my God, because she always wants us to do group projects, which I was not with that. But when I look back, she made it interesting. And I have to give her that. She made it interesting. So I would have honestly do something like that where we're still on topic with the book, but we make it a little interesting. Because it can't be like, okay, read this chapter, that chapter, pop quiz. Read this chapter, that pop quiz. Okay, now we need an essay. Like, it can't be like that. So, honestly, yeah, that's how, like, my future is. I probably ranted a lot because I just thought about, like, how certain schools really need, like, the art programs. Because, oh my God, what did I just say? The art programs, because honestly, I wish I had that in high school. You know what? But yeah. But yeah, that's why I'm just like, I don't know about going back to school because sometimes I do want to do media stuff, and then sometimes I want to be a teacher. It has nothing with, honestly, with money, financially. Living in New York is always going to be a battle in terms of economics. So honestly, it has nothing to do with money. I just want something that I could wake up and like enjoy. You know what? It doesn't have to be the perfect job. Not everybody has the perfect job. However, I don't want to be miserable. I don't want to be miserable. Like, I believe teaching is very interesting. I just second guessed it because I don't want to really be like my parents or my other family members because everybody's doing education. And I'm just like, oh my God, I don't want to be another person doing education as well. Like, but like, yeah. Anyway, let me stop talking about my future right now because I'm, again, head spinning. But yeah, so going back to college, yeah, I just need to, basically all the things I just said, I need a bachelor's. In terms of teaching, I would need a master's. Yeah. Whether I was doing, actually, no. Yeah, master's. Definitely, 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 definitely need a master's. But yeah, just going back to school is just a lot. And you know what I gotta say? For people who are going back to school and no whether it's in your, 20s, your 30s, 40s, 50s, don't let anybody, don't let anybody make you feel like, oh, why are you here? Ooh, it's too late for you. Or, like, dead that shit. Really dead that shit. Because don't make anybody ever make you feel like a loser or a weirdo because you're doing better with your life. Like, you're trying to do better with your life, So what? So what? You gonna feel like the shit. You gonna feel like a bag, like a bag of chips when you get that bachelor's, okay? Don't ever make someone, and especially like the years, because you know how some people like, you still in school and you like 27, or you like 30 or some stuff like that. Okay, and I'm getting my degree. Because, you might change your major, or you might, have setbacks. But, like, again, I just don't want anybody who, because I'm only 23, and I've had, like, some comments about, like, me going back to school, and I'm like, I really don't care. But like for some, it can be negative. For some, it could feel like, oh, maybe I am a loser. Maybe I am this. Maybe I'm like, I don't feel like that. I don't want you to feel like that. Please don't feel like that. You are not. You want to do better for your future, for yourself. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But yeah. I feel like that's about it. Cause yeah, I think that's what it is. In terms of making friends, I don't know how to do that in school. I don't like cause I'm like in my 20s and I'm like I know what type of people I want in my life and what I don't want in my life. And even if like the people I do want in my life, I don't know how to like reach out or like go with the texting and because me, I'm more of a caller, but not a lot of people want to be on the phone, FaceTime or regular calling. So like I don't know how to do that if you don't want to do that. So it's like, and then it's like I don't know if you want to hang out outside of campus. That's another thing, because a part of me usually, because I'm like I don't know, because I feel like if the texting is boring, let's see how we are in person, and that usually someone might not be a good texter, but when you take that text out of the phone and you guys go out to eat or do an activity, they're the most fun ass person you've ever met. So I feel like that you could do that. I'm also taking advice for myself. Don't be puss. Just put yourself out there, join that club, join some other activities or association, whatever it's called. I'm sorry, my brain has like frozen because it's 8 o'clock. But yeah, there's stuff like that. Like do stuff like that. And yeah, again, go to your student union. I would just say just sit at your student union and like probably make some friends. I will take that advice too. But yeah. I think that's about it. I, I just feel like for myself, I feel like actually for myself and for everyone who, for those who are going back to school, this semester is going to be it's going to be a good semester. Like you are going to pass all your classes. You're going to meet some great people in your life. You're going to have some falls. College might beat your ass a little bit, but you got to beat their ass some too, Like you got to get your licks back too. And you will. Because in the end you will win. You in the beginning, no, in midterms maybe, you might feel like, oh my god, college. But then in the end, it's like, yes, I passed, bitches, So it's like, you win. You'll pass. You will definitely pass. So yeah, that's all I have today or tonight, whenever you're watching this. But yeah, I hope, in all seriousness, I hope just positivity, like abundance of positivity, and you will get through it. So yeah, I don't know why I can't close this. It's like, oh my god, because I feel like I have some other stuff to say, but like no, you're gonna do it. You're gonna do very well. Let the syllabus come at you and just read it and write down. Oh, get a planner. Get a planner. Get a planner. Yes, you, Capri. Get a planner as well. Get a planner. Write down everything you need, everything you have to do for the school year. excuse me, everything you have to give for the school year, so you can like release the stress and the you being overwhelmed. Like, oh my god, because writing down stuff, I will say, it helps a lot. Even if you don't like do planners, I used to have like a whiteboard, so I had to like write down like what I need. That actually helped a lot too. I gotta get a new whiteboard, but yeah, so do that. So yeah, that is all. Have a good rest of the year, whether it's school year or just the rest of the year. And yeah, I will see you on the next in the next and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Okay, so I'm editing and I forgot to add two things. Well, maybe just one thing, but I forgot, if you liked this video, then like it. And if there's anything that I forgot to say, I forgot to add or whatever, comment down what you're, anxious about or you're excited about going back to school. Whether it's even like high school, college, what are you excited about, And yeah, have a good semester, school year, and all that. Bye.